Get Heavy Podcast, hosted by Craig Casamas and John Scheimer.
What's up, guys? On tonight's podcast, we got Roger Camero, bad motherfucker, sound recording engineer extraordinaire in literally too many bands to name.
He doesn't even know how many bands he's in.
We're not sure. It's in the thousands. Most notably right now, The Warriors, Retaliate, No Motiv, RX Bandits he was in for a minute. You name it, he's been in it or recorded it. He's a really, really nice man, hilarious dude, and it's a fun talk.
What's up, dude?
Oh, damn. What's up?
Yeah.
What are you doing, handsome?
Mustache, dog.
Look at you with a microphone and everything.
Oh, you know how much of a dork I am.
I know, man. You fucking big surprise. The recording engineer is going to come totally prepared.
Yeah, you know, it is. It. Oh no, of course I have a bunch of recording gear, and then now my whole setup sounds weird.
He doesn't even know how to work a boom.
I know. What's up, dudes? Good to see you guys.
Likewise, man.
How's everything?
Everything's good. Besides the insane wind going on here, you guys get that? Are you in Orange County area or something?
I'm in Irvine, so
yeah.
Hold on. This
You
stupid
do what you got to do.
headset thing.
We need to talk to your
headphone adapters being really not nice, and I shouldn't have to deal with it. So give me 1 second.
No problem, man.
You're good. Dude, how sexy is that mustache?
I know, man. It's looking good.
Hello. Oh, that's
Hello.
awesome.
Hello.
Real headphones.
Yeah, there you go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm in Irvine, and we're right next to Santa Ana, so
yeah,
the Santa Ana wins, I guess.
Dude, Ventura's straight up on fire again. Fucking.
Oh, is it?
I mean, not as bad, but there was a bad one in the river bottom in Santa Paula today. It was fucking everywhere, dude.
Yeah,
they shut down the 126 completely. Fucking. You know.
Bro.
Is it getting into like into the city?
No, it jumped the freeway, but
yeah, I haven't heard.
Really?
I heard about it this morning, and then I haven't heard anything about it since.
Oh, dude, it smells like insane smoke at my house, like
really
all day.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not bad on the west.
Right now, it's calmed down, but anyway, it's just fucking. It's like we got spring, summer, and apocalypse. That's it, you know.
Yeah,
that's all. That's the 3 seasons now.
I walked outside today, and it was like astonishingly, like super hot for like right now, you know.
Yeah.
And like way dry. So it was just like, all right, what part of California is on fire?
Yeah. It's immediately you start asking yourself that, you know.
Yeah. And
I was driving around thinking the same thing today. I'm just like, oh, what's gonna catch on fire today?
Yeah. I mean, we've like already had a fire in the hills over here like 2 days ago. So.
Oh, really?
And then what was it, like 2 months ago or a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, there was like a pretty big one, and we didn't like I didn't have mandatory evacuation, but we were about 3 miles from like the mandatory evac zone. The thing that keeps us safe, hopefully, from any of that is the 5. Like the 5
in the
separates us from that side of the whole mountains. But like whatever, you know, the crazy winds that are probably happening over there right now were happening over here when that fire happened. And so like it was pushing all the smoke inside of our house, and like I have parents that like have respiratory issues and stuff, so we had to bail for like I think it was 3 days, but that was like literally the first time this entire year that well, at least since March,
COVID,
since our family has gone anywhere, besides
really
doctor's appointments,
yeah,
literally, like we don't go to the store for anything. We like shop through Instacart if we have to buy stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So
because
you've been really on lockdown, dude.
I like barely leave my house.
Wow.
Like I have the only kind of social life I've had this year since lockdown was is like a couple times I'll go hiking a month, you know.
Mhm.
Um but even like around, I mean, I live in Orange County, and this is the county that
Yeah.
had people fight the mask
Oh
mandate
yeah. They're
enough
still
to like
fighting it.
get it removed, you know.
Mhm.
And so you know, we're like this is the one area you could go and like see plenty of people without masks on. And
Yeah.
in the position that I'm in with my family and stuff, I just can't really
Yeah,
fuck
it's
with
not
that.
worth it. And that's like the big thing that people just can't grasp is that it's not about you know what I mean? Like you say personally,
Yeah,
about the people that you can give it to.
Right.
exactly.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like okay, yeah, like when these people are like, "Oh shit, well, I'll get it and I won't have symptoms and I'll live through it." But you'll fucking see 40 people
and
Mhm.
give it to
in
them.
that time and give it to them and then they get sick and they
Yeah,
fucking
and then they pass it on.
and they
I mean,
pass it on or they fucking you know what I mean? It's like it's just it's crazy that people just can't see that. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
it has driven me insane like the entire year. And the only thing that, like, literally the only thing that has kept me from going actually insane is not hanging out with anybody.
right.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that works. I mean,
Right.
sure, like if I go outside somewhere like in the middle of nowhere and hike with some friends who, like, you know, they know my situation, and they all either stay far enough away from me or they wear a mask.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hopefully both, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's
uh
got to be scary. I mean, because I have a mom who's had cancer, and
yeah,
and
you know
Rosie, and
exactly.
people have and I'm chunky and all these things. But like when you live with someone that has real serious fucking medical issues, it's like I don't see how you couldn't do that. Like
Yeah,
how are you not doing that? You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I mean, it
and
always seems extreme. It's like we don't leave the house, we shop on Instacart. You're like, but yeah, dude, like it's
this is
it's a
how
death
serious.
sentence for somebody. It
Exactly.
really is.
yeah,
Luckily, most people I know, I mean, I should say like all my friends, they really do understand
Yeah.
what it is that we're going through. So you
Have
guys,
you been surprised by people that that are just completely ignorant to it? I'm not, and I want names and numbers, by the way. I'm just kidding. No, just like in general, because I've been pretty surprised at like how many, some of our friends are like, dude, you guys really don't give a fuck, do you? Like,
well,
yeah,
and at times there's, where I probably am not doing exactly what I'm supposed to do either. But have you had friends where you're like, damn, dude, really? Like, okay,
um, I guess. I mean, it's not like I get like, dude, come on, guys. It's more
right.
like kind of jealous.
Yeah,
yeah,
You know, it's just that when summer came around and I started seeing, like, I don't know, there's like a couple of people that got married or like birthdays here and there, and you see, like, I see some of my friends congregating, and I'm like, that's depressing. That
Yeah.
yeah,
that like looks really fun.
yeah.
And like, I'm sure I would have a great time, but hey, apparently I live in an alternate universe that like hardly anybody else is in.
I
So
mean, I don't
This
think
is nuts.
I think that we're all like in varying degrees
yeah,
of
yeah,
alternate universes. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
I mean, all I do is I just, I have to go to work. So, I mean, I have to work outside of the house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So, I have to, and but that's about it that I leave for. And
for
fucking
sure.
obviously anything that was my life before COVID is completely non-existent.
Completely
You
non-existent.
know what I mean? I feel like this like molecule just like floating out in the abyss of just like I'm just
Yeah.
like, no, I'll never complain about anything ever again. But
Right? Yeah.
it's just I don't know, it's just fucking weird. But it is what it is.
the least amount of time I spend thinking about what this year has become,
Yeah.
Mhm.
The better.
it's for the best. I mean, at the same time of being stuck at home literally 99% of the time this year, um otherwise I would probably be like going out of my mind doing all kinds of stuff and like probably realistically neglecting family time
Yeah.
that I should be spending with my folks because
Mhm.
they do have health issues and like and they're not getting any younger. And I mean like I'm basically at the point where like um I wouldn't say I'm quite at caretaker level because they're like they're definitely functional and like they're doing okay considering, you know.
Yeah.
But they are at the age where like they do need a lot of help, like dinner, shopping, all the like tasks, you know. And
Mhm.
so I guess it kind of works out for me. I live here with my family, so I'm not like desperately needing to make a living right now. It's
Mhm.
like that sort of stuff is taken care of. I'm kind of working enough to pay the rent at my studio that I haven't stepped foot in since February.
Really? You haven't been in there at all?
No, because
Wow. So you're doing everything like remotely? Like what's happening?
yeah, I mean so the studio that I had for a long time, I had to move out of it I think about 2.5 years ago
Mhm.
now. The entire complex got bought out by a dispensary. And so we basically got kicked out of our studio because of weed,
Yeah.
ironically. And we basically moved into a rehearsal space in downtown Santa Ana, in a basement. And they put an air conditioning system in there, but it's like the most ghetto rigged central air I think you could possibly put together. Like there's no like exhaust intake, that whole thing. So it's just like I think literally the air comes from the alley because whenever somebody's like smoking a cigarette or there's a car parked out there running for like some insane amount of time for some reason,
Yeah.
like literally that shit comes into my studio.
Straight in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So knowing that and that it's in a basement and these are tiny rooms for the most part, it's just like whatever, whether it's like human interaction or like sketchy air that's being passed through from room to room,
Right.
like if I'm going out of my way to literally never leave my house and go shopping at a store, I probably shouldn't go to my studio either because it's kind of like a potential death trap, I guess.
Have you like do you know, are people going in there to make sure everything's good, or I mean is there other guys
I
that have
have,
access to it?
yeah. I
Oh,
got
okay. That's
one
good.
of one of my friends is he's an engineer and we basically share this the space. We have a Google Calendar where we like do all of our scheduling so we don't double book.
Right.
But he's basically had the whole place to himself for like most of the year.
Son of
So
a bitch. Tell them to start paying some more rent.
oh no, it's cool. It'll it's like I just see it as it's a responsibility. I can't cop out on something just
Oh,
because
100%.
just because I'm not using it.
So okay, obviously like the new record comes out, right? Retaliate's new record. How you did all this remotely? The whole record's done like this? I mean, did the other guys get together and just you didn't, or what's the deal with this?
Nah, luckily, uh, two of the very major things were taken care of before this ever happened. So we recorded drums at Armand's. I think, fuck, it's hard for me to remember now. It was either like fall of last year or at the very, very beginning of this year. It might have been
Oh,
the
okay.
very beginning of this year.
Mhm.
And when we did drums on like on the last day of tracking, I think our drummer only had like a couple songs left and we had like most of the day left. I know that Zach always loved having something to jam to like work on lyrics with.
Mhm.
And so I recorded scratch everything to the like just rhythm guitars, two rhythm
Right.
guitars and a bass track to all of the tracks at the end of that session. And so he basically had like a really loose version of the album
Right.
to jam out to.
Nice.
And he actually recorded vocals to that before this ever happened. He did vocals in like a day. And
Right.
so those two things were taken care of. So basically, um, I ended up having to play. I mean, I'm the only guitar player in the band now, and so I ended up playing like all the stringed instruments over
Oh, so
here,
you played everything on the whole record, basically,
minus drums and
minus the
vocals. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Nice.
So, who, as far as the writing process, like you write, did you write all the, were the riffs all written previously? You and Zach did it,
Yeah.
or what?
It's a group effort.
Yeah.
We were still a 5-piece like leading up to the recording of the record. We lost our guitar player like right before we had basically like a month or two before we started actually recording the record. We're all still like friends and everything's all good.
Yeah.
It was just like a personal decision, kind of like he knew if he was going to be part of the band for this record, he'd like have the obligations of whatever would be happening
Right.
afterwards. And he's very much like a family man and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
he had to bail. So we definitely have been spending probably most of last year kind of shooting ideas to each other. Matt, our drummer, and I were jamming, however often we could. I was I think at the time I was kind of juggling the Warriors record, like wrapping up the Warriors record and writing this one around the same time. And it kind of worked out because usually everything we do is around like something social, like hanging out. And while we're at it, why don't we just work on some stuff for a little bit too, like that sort of thing. Zach doesn't really play the guitar too much anymore, but for the past, I mean, ever since I joined the band in 2009 on the second record, Zach's pretty much written all of his songs with his mouth. So like he'll just voice memo like and like I'll transcribe it into.
So he gives you the full Judd treatment.
Oh yeah, like he has his own songwriting language.
That's awesome, man.
And by now it like is fully understood between all of us.
I would love to hear those recordings.
Retaliate does Judd COVID pressing.
Oh,
Dude.
Of something.
Special release.
I'm telling you, we will sell dozens and dozens of records.
Dozens and dozens. Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, I think we're
on to something.
It would be the most entertaining thing. I mean, anybody who's been in proximity while we're working on music has been thoroughly amused at our song writing and like riff sussing out techniques.
I always love some good like wanna like one and you know. I always love a good writing session like that. It's always
if you guys ever listen to his podcast, whenever he's talking like about a song he's super stoked on, he'll do
he does it. Thing. Yeah, he mouths all the riffs, dude.
Yeah, so that's exactly
like exactly how it gets written.
I will get a text message, like a voice memo, and it is a new song, and that's how it's all done.
And you have to transcribe it into actual notes.
Yeah, and I mean at this point, I've been.
Well, you know the deal, right?
It started a long time ago. I mean, I don't remember if he wrote song. I'm sure he wrote songs in Voice of Defiance back when we were in high school, but like this date's a long time now, you know?
Yeah.
And like,
yeah,
you know, I think we've been friends for so long, and I've studied his
Yeah.
his catalog from In Control to Retaliate before
Yeah.
I was in the band. So by now it's like it's seriously a language that we all understand.
Yeah, that's so funny, man, because I have the same type of thing with me. I don't do the mouth thing, but like when I write riffs, I will name the riff whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like I'll name
Yeah.
it like Sabbathy fucking,
Oh yeah.
you know, well, I'll name these things. And so we'll write them out on the board, and it's like Sabbath riff into Space Jam into fucking blah, blah, blah. And then like when you look at it, you're like, what the fuck, dude? Like
Secret
it doesn't
language,
make any
dude.
sense except for to me, and the Manassian knows it really well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Been
You know,
making music
and
together for a long
like we're
time.
breaking in a new guitar player, and you know, and like Bill's a real talented dude, you know, like actually understands music and shit, unlike us morons. And you look at him and you're all you're like Sabbath, space, Sabbath, fucking blah, and he's all okay. You know, look at it.
These are words that I understand too, by the way. Like
exactly.
Like my other band, we have I play in this other band called Ill Communication, and we're in the middle of trying to literally make a record in COVID, and that's been a wild time. But we do have a song called "Goes to Space," and at the end of the song, it's a total stoner Space Jam.
Right. Yeah. It's just, I'll name like I name all the riffs, and then it fucking you piece them together, and then you know you just torture me and Manassian like gets it. You know what I mean? But the other two guys that had a minute before they understood what the fuck I was talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My favorite is Get Some Still Numbers their songs. Like Get Some's been a band since like in the early 2000s, and when they play like live still,
it's like number 1, 2,
1, 7, 4, 6, 9, 13.
Yeah, they're like, what's the name of it?
I'm like, you guys have 3 records out with song titles. 3 records out with fucking song titles, and you guys are 1, 12,
dude.
7, 5.
Right. Retaliate was like that too. Like probably I don't know if I was in the band yet. Probably like right when I joined the band, because maybe I played a couple of shows before we had the second record, so we only had like the first record, and half of the record was a demo, and the demo they literally released without song names. So we used to say, this is song 4, or like blah blah blah, the song or this former song number 4, you know, like.
It's just so funny too, because like in hardcore, like lyrics are pretty fucking important. You know what I mean? Like those are the things that get people. I mean, obviously the riffs and the breakdowns, you know, but like lyrics are pretty important in hardcore, you know, for the most part. Like the shit that I played, not so important.
I mean,
you know?
Speaking of an old aging hardcore kid, like lyrics are important, but then also when you look at the lyrics, like and you read them, you're kind of like, the fuck is going on here?
Well, you learn the chorus right before the mosh part.
My brother, my friend, let's hang out till the end.
Yeah,
my brother.
Yeah, I was jamming your record today. You know what I mean? Which I to be full disclosure, like, you know, I didn't listen to a ton of Retaliate. I've always thought it was pretty decent, but it's fucking pretty metallic, dude. Like,
oh, thanks, man.
You know, I mean, I listened to some of the back catalog just to kind of compare and see, because it's been a handful of years since you guys released a record, right? Like, 2011. But I mean, it had a very like suicidal vibe, which is cool.
Hell
you know what I mean? And then
cool.
and then you get into like a group of like that classic old fast like hardcore. And then you kind of round it out at the end, you know what I mean, with the tracking. But there was a hilarious point where I was listening to it, and I literally heard Zach go, "Read a fucking book." I was like, "There it is, there it is." Now we're into it. That was just so good, man. I was dying.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I didn't catch most of the other stuff, but I heard that one good. Read a fucking book. I make Retaliate read a fucking book shirts.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I hope it comes. I hope that happens.
You could be and say, read a fucking book down.
Yeah.
That's definitely gonna. I hope it'll be like one of those catchy phrases. Like one of the other, I think it was 2 records ago. The catchphrase was "fuck the war on drugs," and that's been like a pretty substantial one right there. But when Zach laid down the vocals, I didn't actually have the lyrics with, like, he never, I don't know if he ever gave the lyrics while we were recording, because that happens sometimes, just so I
Yeah.
could help follow along. And so I had been listening to it for, I don't know, a month or two. And sure, some of the times I don't really understand what he's saying. And I think
Sure.
I know what he's saying. And on one of the songs, I was like, is he really, did he say fool? Like, but like fool, like how we
What's
say
a fool?
like, and like, yeah, his, like, one of the lyrics is like unconditional love, fool. And I was like, oh, it really is that. When he sent the lyrics to everybody, I was like, oh yeah, you really do say that. Okay, that's
That's
tight.
awesome, man. I mean, hey, you can always tell it's him. You know what I mean? Like, he
Oh,
has
yeah.
his distinct voice, his distinct fucking, like, the way in which he, picks his vocal patterns and stuff. And it's always, I mean, it's good. But yeah, when I was jamming the record today, I was like, fuck, man, like, it's just that vocal line stuck out to me so funny.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I thought of like a straight, like, old school hardcore shirt, like the cover essentially.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And just like read a fucking book under it.
Did it come? Is it like was it in like the middle of the song, and like
it was definitely like a
was it like a
one,
building part, and like it?
Oh,
it,
yeah.
yeah.
It's a literal tagline.
Yeah, it's a tagline.
Like,
Read a
fucking book.
Literally.
Yeah, it was very much predominant and fucking out there, dude. It was so I was cracking up, man.
I fucking love I used to fucking love that shit. I mean, I still do love that shit, but like, you know what I mean? Just like being at
it's on there, man.
being at shows and you're just like,
Yeah.
and then it fucking freaks out, like fucking total like youth of today's out, and stand out loud.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
I love it.
So I mean, I didn't know that you had recorded all the shit, on your own, essentially. So
Yeah,
like, when did you guys got the record wrapped up, and then it just came out a few days ago, right?
Yeah, it got digitally released on last Friday.
Okay, cool.
And,
how's the response been so far? Anything?
Oh, dude, it's been fucking awesome, really.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, like, people coming out of the woodwork and like, saying nice things, and people trying to push for it to be tacked onto people's end of year lists before the year is over, like that sort of stuff.
Nice.
It's been well received. Can't really ask for more. I mean,
Do you have a favorite song?
Yeah. I think my favorite song is the one that had the unconditional love foo lyrics, song called To My Friends. It has a little guest appearance from Dave Peters from that band Throwdown.
Yeah. I saw you guys had a handful of guests on there.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, Dave's a super, super nice dude. He's not really like a tight bro of anybody's. He's from the Indecision family. And so that was like the connection there. But like Dan from Downpresser and AH from Take Offense are on the record. And those are two like super tight friends of Zach's. And then of course there's the Oxnard song that has John and Joe and Chris and Mikey from around these parts. So
you got the full crew over there.
Yeah, I mean, that was so yeah, they're like, all the main vocals were pretty much recorded before all this shit happened. But when it came down to like the guest vocals and the gang vocals, thankfully Armand was like super down to help with that, because all of that was recorded, I think, around April. And that's when things were like super like, what is happening? Like, what's safe? Like, what are we, like.
Well, remember when it was going to be 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever? Everyone's like, oh yeah, that's cool. We'll be all right.
Yeah,
like
I wasn't
9
buying
months later.
I was not buying any of that.
Dude,
shit.
I remember I was at a show the Thursday before. It was like the March 10th or something like that. And the band was up on stage, and he goes like, "Welcome to the last show of the year, everybody." Because it was like when we were at 250 capacity.
Right.
The next day it went to 150, and then it was like just every day was checking down. And
Yeah.
I remember sitting there going like, this ain't gonna be the last show of the year. It's fucking March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it'll be lucky to be next year after before June. You know what I mean? I think.
I mean, like,
I think 2021's probably a wrap now. You know.
I don't know because, like, there's gonna be a vaccine soon, and whether and I'm not trying to debate whether the vaccine is good or bad, or I'm going to take it or not going to take it.
No, we know that you think it's going to change your DNA. We know.
Yeah. They're going to start tracking me.
Yeah,
they're
with nanobots, obviously.
Let me Facebook tracking me.
Yeah,
I'm worried about them tracking me. It's like, yeah.
It's like you're on your phone. You know that, right? They already got your ass, dude.
They're going to put a microchip in. They don't have to. It's in your pocket.
Yeah,
literally. And you carry it around by choice.
It's listening to you.
But like
right now.
But Roger sees it a lot in Orange County, probably more than we do. But people will come out.
Oh yeah.
And once it's safe for things to open, especially the music industry, even though fucking some people are gonna be like, I'm not really, and lots of bands aren't gonna be very comfortable because for one reason or the other, you know how they are. But the demand and the fact of not working for a year by that point will defeat everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're probably right.
Basically, the vaccine will be distributed and it'll be if you fucking don't want to go there, don't fucking go there. If you want to go there and you're fucking worried about it, then go get a fucking vaccine. You know what I mean? It's like at that point, there's options. And that's the thing is like, once there's an option, like that's all people are waiting for. Like, right. You don't have an option. You know what I mean? Like there's no fucking option. Your only option is to stay the fuck home or risk going and fucking infecting people yourself.
Once it's hard, man. It's hard because it's like, where does it end? Where does it end for someone like Rod? Someone like you, man. You're stuck in a bad situation.
Exactly, but it's what's gonna. Especially the fact that there's vaccine. There's like 3 vaccines on the fucking coming out.
Right.
You know what I mean? People are gonna fucking push for it.
For sure.
I think like maybe like you start to see kind of like a full opening by like maybe like the end of summer.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know what I mean? But I think that things will be open before then.
Yeah, they'll figure out ways.
Like bar shows will start happening, shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
different scales.
It'll build up to these, because like a big tour can't just up and go.
Right.
Oh, we're open. Let's go tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's gonna take fucking a few months of planning, and I mean, I know that 2021 is already booked.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty much
people booking in 2022 already,
Oh yeah. There's people fucking booking, beyond that even. And that's what I think is, I mean, my viewpoint changes day to day with what happens.
Yeah.
Roger, did you guys have plans to tour and all this shit like from the record, or do anything like shows, or what was the plan with the record? Is it coming out because there's literally nothing else to do, or was it already planned on? You guys were working on it. I mean, I know you guys were working on it, but
we literally had no plan other than putting it out. And once Zack talked to Dave Mandel and Mandel was down to put it out, that's literally the conversation.
Okay.
And I think the conversation might have happened. It definitely happened before any of this shit happened. And so Mandel doesn't put out records based off of like what bands are going to do to support it.
Right.
I think he maybe Zach's like a specific case, since he already has like that history within Control and having put out 2 Retaliate records already in the past. So yeah, I mean, it's only to be assumed that we would have played a handful of like local shows and then see whatever we could get into. Like the band's never gone to NorCal. We really have only played Ventura County, LA, OC maybe once or twice, and
That's
then San
interesting.
Diego like a bunch of
Yeah.
times because that's where Zach lives. But yeah, I think we wanted to go back to Mexico. It's been a long time since we've been to Mexico, and like I'm sure if there was an opportunity for us to go overseas or anything like that, we'd do it. The band went to Sweden one time. I wasn't able to go with them. I was touring with RX at the time, but yeah, I mean, we don't even, it's not a thing that is a big talking point with the band.
Well,
It's
that's
just
cool
like
though. I mean, that means it was just a real labor of love, right? I mean,
basically,
you
yeah.
guys
I
just had the
mean,
riffs, and you wanted to put them out. I mean, that's exactly what it's about, you know.
yeah, basically,
Because a lot of these guys are trying to do these rehash, get the band
yeah,
back together to fucking cap, not that Retaliate had this massive, you know what I mean, like
yeah.
money making fucking machine behind it or anything, but
No,
it's like it's nice to hear that it was just a straight labor of love, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think we threw around the idea of putting out or wanting to make a record maybe once or twice since we put out a 7-inch in 2014. But a lot of it lies on whether I'm busy with stuff or not. And like since I have my hands in other bands, I know Zach was kind of like trying to get the ball rolling like earlier than we did. I think around the time we did the Warriors record was around the time he started talking to me about the Retaliate record, and I was like, I already got this going on, so can we just kind of put it on hold for now? And he just stood patient and waited for the right time. And I mean, like I said, we like you said, we don't do this to make money. The bands haven't made money before, so like it is out of our necessity as friends to have something to do together. It's almost like as the older we get and the more settled down the dudes in the band are, it's like I don't want to say hobby because that's that not fair. It's more than a hobby. It's still like a big passion, um but it's something like truly to look forward to for all of us, really. So
It's what keeps you guys kind of still bonded at this point. You know what I mean? At this stages in lives,
yeah, dude.
like a reason to keep a constant communication.
Yeah,
an excuse to hang.
It's nice to have that. You know what I mean? Like
it is.
the older you get, there's more responsibilities and stuff, and it's like
Yeah,
you have to like friendship has to almost be like a responsibility of some other thing. You know
for
what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah,
And us having bands and music and stuff like that, we're pretty lucky for.
absolutely. I mean, it's a dynamic that I'm very used to now at this point, because like I mean, with Retaliate, half the band is either married or has kids, or like in Zach's case, he has a business to run with Max. And then like I'm the odd man out in no Motive. Like everybody has kids and families and careers and stuff. And then same with the Warriors. Everybody also has families and are married. So it's like,
Well, that's one of the cool things about you, though, man, is like you have your hands in so much shit. You know what I mean? On top of the bands that you're involved in, but
Yeah.
like the recording schedule and all this stuff. And like you've always maintained to be the nicest, most down to earth person. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's the Filipino background or whatever it is.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? But
That's
goddamn, dude, I mean, just so not. I don't know how do you handle all that? Like, I mean, we talked about recording with you. It was like months out, and then like you're fucking slant. It's like good for you, man. Like,
yeah.
how do you even do it? Like, how many bands are you actually involved in right now on top of your recording stuff? Too many?
Probably too many. I mean, like
It always gets like that, dude. It always gets like that.
yeah, I don't know how I mean, I know how it happened. I never say no.
I know that's you're so
And,
goddamn
like,
nice. That's why.
and I am the instigator also. It's like,
Mhm.
You're like, oh, this is a good idea.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I like resurrected a band that could have been dormant, and like I found a recording. I mean, not that we were going to be dormant. I knew like we had newer stuff going on, but like it was kind of on the back burner for everybody. But I found a recording that we did probably in 2014, and that's what I've been doing like the past maybe 2 months now that I've been done with this with the Retaliate record. I'm like going back on my hard drives, and I mean, I've promised a lot of people some music throughout the years, and like whether it was touring or like getting caught up in whatever else, it's like that's my downfall of all this stuff. It's like, yes, I have the inability to say no, and I love making music with my friends, but sometimes like if there isn't enough fire or fuel behind that, it could putter out. And so um with some of the dudes that had like the twins that started the Warriors, and the bass player Joe, who is in the Warriors with me right now, we had started a post Warriors band many years ago and made a recording, and at the time we just weren't happy with it, and I found it and mixed it like the other week, and now everybody is all super gung-ho about
Yeah.
that. So it's like,
Cool, man.
you know,
Are you a guy that needs pressure to move? Like, I need deadlines, I need pressure, I need motivation, like all the time. Do you find yourself being that guy? And if you don't have it, you create it for yourself? Because that's exactly, I mean, it's a loaded question because the answer for me is yes, but. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely need, if I don't get a deadline, that means
Not happening.
whenever I feel like it,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I'm pretty sure that everybody that I play in a band with or do a project with, I think they get that I have a problem with the amount of bands that I play in. And so it's like everybody tries to be as patient as humanly possible.
That's nice.
And so
well, you're a huge asset. It's like not
Yeah.
only can you play every instrument, but you can also record it and make it sound good. So everyone's like, "Yeah, man, I guess like whenever you're ready, like it's all good," you know.
Yeah.
Perfect,
You know, it is what it is. I mean, with that band Ill Communication that I'm in, this is making this record is the first record in I literally don't know how long where I am not the dude engineering it at the moment.
Oh,
Like,
really? Wow.
yeah.
Is that hard for you?
No, it's fucking awesome.
Oh, okay.
That's fucking nice, huh? You're like, oh shit, someone else do it. Thank you.
I mean, I obviously love doing it.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't, I mean, I'm not able to be there. So it's either shelf this thing or like we find another option. And thankfully, one of our very good friends is engineering that. So I know I have talked to you in the past about this, Craig, the studio in Tehachapi, Bright Mountain. Like I wanted to record something with you out there, I'm sure at one point in time.
Yeah, it was Tongue. We talked about doing the Tongue record out there.
Yeah. And I mean, I hope someday we can do
we will.
something there.
Definitely, for sure.
It's super, I mean, to be able to get away, really get in the zone, get a vibe going, it's perfect for all that sort of stuff. But it's so far away. It's like
it is, yeah.
It's in Tehachapi. I mean, you know,
it's fine for me. I love it up there, but you know, I mean, it's also, you know, to be able to have the opportunity, you know, because recording is usually like, it's a grind, dude. You know what I mean? Like if you're lucky enough to have a place to do it in town that you can come home every night, but when you go to somewhere to record, it's like I did a recording in Oakland when we did Aux, and you know, and the dude that did it, you know, was gracious enough to let us basically stay at the studio, and you know, he did all the cool shit that you could do. You know what I mean? Like it's a dude from Brain Oil that did it. Real good engineer, dude. But you know, the place that up there, it's like, this is a house. It's built for this. It's like, you know what I mean? You're like, man, that sounds like a too beautiful vacation for me. You know what I mean? Like,
It's something.
which would be nice. It definitely wouldn't be back in the rap days where it was
Take a
gravity
trailer.
bong hits and fucking, you know, I mean, it might, you never know. But
You never know.
we used to
Things-
get pretty goddamn high back then, buddy.
Take
Yeah.
take the RV up there.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, dude. Someday we'll get there.
Yeah. I was thinking back to that, the Season of Evil recording for the Wrath, you know, that we did with you. And
Yeah.
we were just torturing you in that fucking tiny little studio.
Oh no,
You know,
no,
it's just,
no.
I mean,
torture.
it was gravity water bong hits and fucking like just ridiculous shit in there, man.
I'll never forget that. I mean, I hope I never forget that.
Let's no. Roger really wants to talk about his favorite recording time of recording a manual.
Oh, yeah, Emmanuel Lewis was probably a good one.
Great musical masterpiece
Uh-huh.
with amazing lyrics.
Where did we do that?
We did one. The first one we did upstairs in the upstairs one,
Okay, yeah.
in the upstairs studio, and then did you do you
At the
did,
Hunter?
Rick Hunter's place, probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
It would have been
yeah.
there.
and then did you do the second one with us, or did Armand do it?
Dude,
I remember being very, very drunk on John C's birthday,
hell yeah.
recording vocals. I remember like because I wanted to get like this growl.
Uh-huh.
I was like, you know what's a good idea?
Yeah.
I'll drink a bottle of Jameson.
I'll get wasted.
I'll drink a bottle of Jameson, and then I will fucking have that.
Yeah.
Built in. The
My
built in.
vocals sound insanely killer. First
Yeah.
recording, they sound good too, but it's like, like I have like a higher pitch, and if I get drunk, I can fucking get like, you know,
Tom Waitsy.
yeah.
Tom Waitsy.
I just remember like we went in this first time with Roger. We did the music live, and then I went to and then I was gonna do the vocals right after it.
Yeah.
And like we fucking it started going, and I start to fucking sing, and Roger basically like almost falls out of his chair laughing. He's just fucking dying, dude. He is just like, oh my god, this is the fuck, because it's like we have like some like 13-second song.
Yeah.
Fucking, like screaming something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And obviously this is when I'm recording the vocals, so like they're fucking one earpiecing me, so it's like
You
know,
hear the laughter on the other side.
yeah. And I just remember looking in there, and everyone is just cracking up, and I'm like, yeah,
So good, man.
That's the good stuff right there,
Yeah.
man.
That was fun.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I remember being high out of my mind when we made that first record, dude.
Oh yeah.
That was a lot of marijuanas.
The fucking Wrath was pretty much fueled by marijuana.
Yeah. And then I remember bringing I remember I couldn't play the solo, and we brought Josh Hayes in to play it because I was so high. I was like so high. I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna be able to play the solo." So we had a guest guitar player for one solo on one song.
I love it, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude.
So does that mean that the tongue recording was very grown? Was it a grown recording?
Oh yeah, compared to a rap recording, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, very much so. I mean,
Oh.
it's just a different you know, it's just a fucking different. It's a different animal now, man.
Yeah.
I
Things are all right though with David having to move away, and you have a new guitar player.
Yeah, so I mean, he's going to school. He's going to be
Yeah.
a fucking lawyer or something, you know, or what, psychologist or something.
Wow.
So,
Crazy.
I think he's got a psychology degree now. He's looking into law school or whatever. But good for him, you know. He's
Yeah.
so, dude. He's young, man. He's like 27.
Is
You
he?
know, I forget that he's that young, you know. But
Oh man.
yeah, he needs to do what he needs to do, you know. And it was a great time playing with him. Bill was actually the first guy I had asked to be in Tongue back in the day when it first started.
Okay.
And then he couldn't do it because of personal stuff going on in his life. But
Mhm.
we kind of revisited it. He's so talented, man. I mean, you know, Bill Benson. You know Bill Benson, right? From he was in A Brilliant Machine, and
I don't think I do.
he's old Nardcore dude, long hair
Oh,
guy.
okay. Hell yeah.
Anyway,
he played bass in Dr. No.
Yeah, for
Okay.
a minute.
Or
Yeah.
like he was like a doctor, like Kyle Toucher, Dr. No.
Yeah.
Okay,
He was
Yeah.
like their like tech.
Mhm.
got it.
Then he became their bass player.
Right.
Okay,
And
I
then,
mean, real older dude, real crazy
Yeah.
talent, like really actually understands music. You know what I mean?
One of
Like
those
all the
guys.
things that I'm not. You know what I mean? I look at them all. It's like this, and you know.
He's telling you letters, and you're like,
yeah.
But also we tuned to fucking G, so it's like good luck, dude. You know what I
you
mean?
tune to G.
Yeah. Yeah.
You tune to G.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
What gauge string do you?
I
What's
play
your,
56s.
you use 56s and it doesn't go. Blah, 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 blah,
Well,
and
it does, but what I do, so I tune to this is like nerdy gear shit, right? But
Yeah.
I so it's drop C essentially, or like D standard, but then I
Okay.
tune the low string down to G, so it's G,
Okay.
G, C, F, A, D.
Okay. Got
So
it.
it's like a double G octave.
Specialized tuning.
I guess I don't
It's
know what
not.
it's called.
It's not G standard.
No. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I should have said that. Yeah.
So the rest of the guitar is at C standard
Yep.
with the G dropped down, so
Yeah.
that it's a full It's like the same string basically.
Yeah, it just
Right?
gives it this wild fucking tone.
G C G
G, G, C, F, A, D.
G C. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like some songs are in A, G, C, F, A, D, and then a handful are in drop C. it's heavy. Yeah, I mean it sounds good, dude. I don't know. It's
Yeah. No.
I don't know
no.
but I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing, dude. Like
Hey,
if you were to ask me to like give you the things, I'd have to hit the tuner and be like, A sharp.
I will. Hey,
You know?
dude. For the amount of bands I'm in and how long I've been recording bands, my ignorance to technical know-how is grade A.
Really?
Yeah.
You really feel like that, man? That's crazy because you got the tech side of it down. You know what I mean? Like being able to capture sound and all that. I mean, you always did a killer job of that stuff, man.
But I couldn't. Here's the thing that's hilarious, and it's probably been happening because of COVID. Like
Mhm.
people have been asking me if I do lessons,
Mm.
and every time anybody, because like they'll have like their kid or like a
Mhm.
niece or nephew needs lessons, and I'm like, I'm the last person that should be giving anybody lessons because I don't technically know how to teach anybody anything. Like
Right.
if I was to teach somebody an instrument, it would be the most half-ass. I mean, not half-ass. I'd put all the effort in, but like technically speaking, I wouldn't be able to teach somebody their way.
Right. I'm the same
Maybe
way. I'm the same way, dude. I can't but I think that speaks to like that. It's that weird thing. It's like you meet guys that have been musically taught theory. They understand all the things, right? But they
yeah,
can't write worth of shit because
yeah.
you know what I mean? But like there's guys that just like you that just fucking picked it up and went by feeling and what sounds good and you've learned to
You too,
shape your
man.
well, I know, but like you just learn to shape your craft. But like I'm the
Yeah.
worst for my kids. I can't teach my kids shit, dude. Like, I got guys that like are like, hey, we should jam, like blah blah blah. Like we can play some blah 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 covers. I'm like, I don't know any covers, dude. I
Yeah.
know zero. The amount of fucking songs I know on an acoustic guitar is
Yeah.
like 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm the worst guy to jam with. Like if you want to pull some Leonard Skinner songs or whatever,
Dude,
like or
for sure.
I could learn them, but it's not in my wheelhouse, dude. Like
Me neither.
if I pick up an instrument, I'm writing for myself or whatever, and it's just not how I operate. So I
Same.
don't, I'm always shocked when I find out guys like you and Armand are kind of like the same. You're like, how the hell?
But-
dude?
But like somebody like Armand, like whatever the bands that him and Jeff and Robin do, like the cover bands, I'm just like, how do you
How?
guys learn all these songs
Right.
and they sound exactly the way they're supposed to sound?
Yeah.
Like, how do you have this ability to just be that much of a sponge? It would take me forever to learn all. Like, you're an encyclopedia of riffs.
Right.
You know how to play all of them. Like, I don't have it in me, but
Oh, this.
Yeah. Armand is / Iomi. Fucking. Who else?
Halen.
Halen. You know what I mean? It's like you're all and then it's like when you watch him, you're like, it's probably the closest you're gonna get to seeing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like when you watch
for
him play,
real.
you're like, God damn, dude.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing. I mean, but then he's like, I don't know shit. I'm like, you're a fucking liar, dude. There's no way.
Yeah. Dude, every time I recorded Night Demon, and I mean, now that he's been in the band too, like the last record that we recorded, him and doing his solos, I never know if he like, I don't know if he comes up with them before he shows up to recording the record, you know?
Right.
But like, I'm just like, dude, I don't even know the difference between your first take and your 50th take.
Yeah.
But I'm here to
What are
make
you
sure
hearing?
you're happy. Like, what are you hearing? It sounds, I mean, sure, there might be something a little tiny different about each of those takes, but like, you must be just be going for the one, the chosen one or something.
He's gonna fucking, he has to salt bay it when he's done. You know? Yeah. I don't know. It's mind blowing when you meet guys like that.
I mean, I guess if it's that easy, you could just sit there and try to, okay, nope, we're gonna get it. Oh, we're gonna get it because you know it's gonna be forever.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm happy to sit there and listen and watch him shred for
I know.
an
It's like there's
entire
so many
week.
worse jobs in the world than to watch Armand fucking shred licks, dude.
Oh yeah.
You know what
I
I
mean,
Yeah.
every time I've made a record with Armand, I'm like on a journey with him.
Yeah.
Whether it's been New Liberty or Gygax or the Demon, like all three of those records I've made with him were like, you really make everything so much better. You just do this thing. It's beautiful.
That's beautiful, man. Well, dude, thanks for coming on the pod, brother. I mean, please promote anything. I know obviously you got the Retaliate record, but and to give us anything else you want us to shout out there.
Oh man. I mean, yeah, I've definitely been celebrating the Retaliate release. That's something we're definitely proud of. It's weird putting out music this year because it just
seems like it's just I mean, it seems like you would feel like it's just a fart in the wind.
It is literally a fart.
It does feel like that. Yeah.
Like,
it is.
It's just like
yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like I mean, it's got to just be weird.
It is weird, but I mean, the year will end, and I will have at least made. I mean, I'm working on I have my little solo thing. He Fails Me, and I'm trying to get something together this week before I like botch that deadline of however much time DistroKids needs to like upload something to to what all the platforms for my fucking my fart in the wind. But hopefully I could get that fart out of me. But what else came out this year? Oh, I did a pieced out record. I have this like experimental-ish hardcore band with Steve Choi from RX Bandits and Casey Dietz from the Velveteen and Vinny Caruana from the Movie Life. We put out a record earlier this year that is available on vinyl, and then
I love that we're learning about bands even at the end of the interview.
I know. It's like so how many fucking more, dude?
Like we literally just like oh yeah cool, oh yeah this man. Then he's like, and it's like, okay cool, well like why don't you plug all the stuff you just talked about? Well, there's another band that actually has a vinyl that actually has a record out. You know, this band, the Movie Life. You know, the RX Bandits. You know, my friends in those bands.
Right. What else? That's why I'm ending it at an hour, because we figured it'd take another 45 minutes for you to list all the bands you're in today.
So anyways, go ahead and say that again.
What else? I did a record with Steve Choi again, with Mike Park, and it's called the Chinkees. They had a band. I mean, I know.
Are you? No, you're in the Chinkees, really?
I guess I am now, because we put out an EP this year.
And then the Chinkees is the band on the way out that you're mentioning, by the way. The oldest, most established band that you fucking have mentioned. Oh, by the way.
Oh, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, I'm in
It
this.
trips me out, dude.
You're a sneaky little assassin, dude. Is what you are.
No, he's a fucking ninja.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Do they
love
have ninjas in
it,
the
bro.
Philippines? Because you are one. I'm sure. That's it.
I don't know if I think they're a little more like on that militant guerrilla style, you know,
Yeah.
like the straight up rebellion level type of stuff.
Beautiful shit,
Machine
man.
less ninja stars, more semi-automatic rifles.
I
and
love
that
it, dude.
sort of stuff.
I would pay a lot of money to see you shoot a semi-auto or
You
a
know,
fully auto.
guns are probably one of my least favorite things on the planet, so I'm not
really?
sure if I'll ever really get that far. I don't know. I just don't like them. I've went shooting one time with the one human on Earth that I would be comfortable shooting a gun around, and that's Ron Baldwin. If you know who Ron Baldwin is,
I don't.
he's a
Explain
Ventura dude. He's just like he is literally like one of the most peaceful humans on planet Earth.
Okay.
Like, and to me, I mean, whatever about guns, like you guys can love guns all you want. I'm not like, you know.
Well, we're from the desert, so it's a different world, but yeah.
Craig owns them. I don't. Craig
Yeah.
owns
Dave Beers, dude.
Yeah.
But guns are whatever. Like, it's fun to go. I mean, I go shooting on average, if you look at my life, once every 3 or 4 years.
Right.
That's cool.
Average it out. You know?
Now, here's a question. When you went shooting, was it in a range, in a controlled setting, and it was fun like that?
We went to a spa in Ojai off the 33 that is, I think a lot of people have used for shooting.
Okay. Yeah,
there's
old Rose Valley area.
Illegal shooting.
tons of zones for.
See, here's the thing. You need to do it right. You need to come with us and blow shit up, and you need to fucking see what it's like. All right, because that's really what's gonna catch you. You know what I mean? When you can fucking light a couch on fire with a shotgun, that's it. You got it, dude.
Let's pull out that inner gorilla.
The inner gorilla in you, dude.
Not gorilla. You know what I mean? Like fucking
the GU, not the GO.
Yeah.
You really.
I've always depended on whatever violence to come out musically instead of like
I like it
through bullets or whatever.
I like it.
It's cool though.
You're so romantic, dude. I love it. You sweet little man.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys.
Hey, man, thanks for coming on, brother.
It was really, really good to see you, Roger, man. I love
Same with you.
Fucking, I hope you're being sick. I mean, hope you're getting through. You know, we're all gonna get through this.
Yeah,
Life
for
back
sure.
to normal at some point next year.
I will be giving both of you such incredibly large, huge hugs when we do see each other, because that most likely means we're at a fucking show.
Right. Yeah, exactly, man.
So fucking nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, we'll see you around.
Well, thanks,
Sounds good.
man.
All right,
Peace.
later.
Catch you on the flip.
Later.